The so-called yogis who concentrate their mind or meditate upon the impersonal or void are described here. This verse of Srimad Bhagavatam describes persons who are expected to be very expert yogis engaged in meditation, but who do not find the Supreme Personality of Godhead seated within the heart. These persons are described here as Duratma, which means a person who has a very crooked heart, or a less intelligent person, just opposite to a Mahatma, which means one who has a broad heart. Those so-called yogis who, although engaged in meditation, are not broad-hearted, cannot find the four-handed Narayana form, even though he is seated within their heart. Although the first realization of the Supreme Absolute Truth is impersonal Brahman, one should not remain satisfied with experiencing the impersonal effulgence of the Supreme Lord. In the Ishopanishad also, the devotee prays that the glaring effulgence of Brahman may be removed from his eyes so that he can see the real personal feature of the Lord and thus satisfy himself fully. Similarly, although the Lord is not visible in the beginning because of his glaring bodily effulgence, if a devotee sincerely wants to see him, the Lord is revealed to him. It is said in Bhagavad Gita that the Lord cannot be seen by our imperfect eyes. He cannot be heard by our imperfect ears. And he cannot be experienced by our imperfect senses. But if one engages in devotional service with faith and devotion, then God reveals himself. Here the four sages, Sanat Kumara, Sanatana, Sanandana and Sanaka, are described as actually sincere devotees. Although they had heard from their father, Brahma, about the personal feature of the Lord, only the impersonal feature, Brahman, was revealed to them. But because they were sincerely searching for the Lord, they finally saw his personal feature directly, which corresponded with the description given by their father. They thus became fully satisfied. Here they express their gratitude because although they were foolish impersonalists in the beginning, by the grace of the Lord, they could now have the good fortune to see his personal feature. Another significant aspect of this verse is that the sages describe their experience of hearing from their father Brahma, who was born of the Lord directly. In other words, the disciplic succession from the Lord to Brahma, and from Brahma to Narada, and from Narada to Vyasa, and so on, is accepted here. Because the Kumaras were the sons of Brahma, they had the opportunity to learn Vedic knowledge from the disciplic succession of Brahma, and therefore, in spite of their impersonal beginnings, they became, in the end, direct seers of the personal feature of the Lord. So in this part of the Bhagavatam, so far we heard the description of the Vaikuntha planet, the Lord's appearance there, and the Lord's personal features, and Kumaras are having this experience, and Jaya and Vijaya have been cursed by the Kumaras. The Lord has appeared there, and now the Kumaras are beginning to speak. So this is the first verse, Kumara Uchuhu. So they are saying, Yontarhito hrudigatopi duratmanam tvam. Tvam hrudigataha. You are seated in everyone's heart. But for the duratmanam, for the duratmas, you are antarhitaha. You are not visible. Although you are in their heart, they cannot see you. So adya eva no nayanamulam anantaraddaha. But for us, you have come face to face, nayanamulam. We are able to see you. Although you are Ananta, you are unlimited, but we are able to see you Adya, today. Yarheva karana vivarena guham gato naha. Long ago, Pitranu varnita raha. Long ago we had heard from our father, Pitra Anuvarnita Raha. Lord's, the science about God is a mystery. It's confidential. And our father had described this, Pitranu Varnita Raha. And we had heard that through our years, Karana Vivarena Guham Gataha. Through the years we had heard that and we had understood that. It had reached our intelligence. Karana Vivarena Guham Gataha Naha Pitranu Varnita Raha Bhavadudbhavena. And now that has been confirmed. We are seeing you exactly as our father had explained to us. So this is the beautiful description of Kumaras. Our dear Lord, you are not manifested to rascals. Duratmanam antarhitaha. Even though you are seated within the heart of everyone, hrudigataha. But as far as we are concerned, we see you face to face, nayana moolam. Although you are unlimited, ananta. The statements we have heard about you from our father, Pitranu Varnita Raha, through the years, Karana Vivarena Guham Gataha, have now been actually realized by your kind appearance. Bhavadudbhavena. So Prabhupada begins in the purport that how Duratmas cannot see the Lord, although He is seated in everyone's heart. And Prabhupada contrasts with Mahatmas. So Duratmas are, and very strong translation Prabhupada has used, Duratma means rascals. And Mahatma. So the just opposite to a Mahatma. Duratma and Mahatma. These are two opposite words. And Mahatma is described by Krishna. Mahatmanas tumam partha daivim prakritim ashritaha. Bhajanti ananya manaso natva bhutadim avyayam. So Mahatmas are daivim prakritim ashritaha. They are under the divine shelter. They are under the shelter of the divine energy of the Lord called Yogamaya. And Duratmas are also under the shelter of another divine energy of the Lord called Mahamaya. No one can escape the shelter of the Lord. We all have to accept the shelter. Just like moment you are a citizen in a state, you are under the laws of the government. You cannot escape. You voluntarily accept, you will be a citizen in the state. You don't accept, you will be a criminal in the prison. Only two options we have got. In the same way, the living entity, either you can be under the divine shelter of Yogamaya, or you can be under the divine shelter of Mahamaya. That's also divine energy of the Lord. So when one is under the Yogamaya's shelter, such a person is called a Mahatma. And what does he do? Bhajantya ananya manasa. Without any deviation, he renders devotional service to Krishna. Bhajanti ananya manasa bhajanti. And what does a person who is under Mahamaya do? Bahushakahya anantascha. He's got too many different kinds of intelligence. Broadly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy explains, there are broadly two kinds of tendencies that are there when you are under Mahamaya's potency. One is you want to lord over material nature and enjoy sense gratification, enjoy power, enjoy name and fame, enjoy prominence, honor, respect. This is one kind of a tendency. Another kind of a tendency is yes, all of these material things, enjoyment, name, fame, how long it will last? Let's give up all those things and let's become one with God. So these are the two tendencies that have been, you can boil down every kind of a tendency in the material world into these two. And one is called karma, another is called jnana. Karma anavrutaha and jnana anavrutaha. These are the two kinds of tendencies. When a living entity is not under the divine protection of Yogamaya, when he is under the Mahamaya's tendency, then these are the two tendencies that the living entities exhibit. So, Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakrutim ashritaha bhajanti ananya manaso gnatva bhutadim avyayam. And the Mahatmas, gnata bhutadim, they know who is my source. Where is my origin? Where do I come from? I may have some talent, some ability, but where is it coming from? I'm being maintained by certain circumstances, but ultimately, who is maintaining me? Gnatva bhutadim. The source of everything, the origin of everything, including me, they know. Gnatva bhutadim avyayam. And that source is Krishna, who is inexhaustible, they know. But Duratmas, they don't care. They are just busy with their pursuit of sense gratification, name, fame, power, glory, or how I can merge into Brahman and end all the miseries of the material world so that I can become happy. In karma also, I can become happy is the policy. In jnana also, how I can become happy is the policy. That is why both are considered to be deceased states. The living entity being part and parcel of Krishna, we should be thinking how I can make Krishna happy. That's the natural state. And when we do that, we are automatically satisfied and fully satisfied. And when that tendency is not there, when we are under the Mahamaya's influence, we don't care who is the cause, where I have come from, what do I care? Who is giving me all the talent and the energy and all that I have? Who cares? Where I am getting all my sustenance, who cares? Let me enjoy my enjoyment. That is the focus of a person who is under the Mahamaya. That is why they are called Duratmas. So, here it is described, the Lord who is Hridigataha, seated in the heart, but he is antarhitaha, he is not revealed, he is concealed for Duratmanam. Srila Prabhupada explains in this way. Say for instance, there is a deceased, sometimes we get sick, we get diseased, right? And then at that time when you are sick, your body is aching, no appetite, fever, and feel miserable, not so happy, just want to sleep. Even how much you can sleep, you get, you're not at all happy. Then you take treatment from a good doctor. Take the medicine, take whatever treatment the doctor gives, and then go through that process of treatment, and after that you will become all right. And then once you are all right, it's another experience of the world. We experience the world in a different way when we are sick, and when we experience the world in a different way when we are healthy. Right? We all have experience of that. So from a sick state, when you accept a process of treatment, you'll come to a healthy state. Say for instance, there is somebody who is here in India. And he is in Indian situation. Now he gets a passport. He gets a visa to go to America. And he gathers enough money, buys an airline ticket. And then he makes the journey. And then he lands in America. And now he can experience America. Earlier he was experiencing only India. No idea what America experiences. Maybe he can read, that's all. See pictures, that's all. But when he takes the process of the journey, passport, visa, money, travel, lands in America, now he has the America experience. So there is an initial state, you go through a certain process that's defined, and then you will reach that final, another state of experience. One state of experience to another state of experience, there is a process that's separating the two. This is simple thing, isn't it? The Vedic literatures say the same thing. We are in one state of consciousness, one kind of an experience we are now having. But now if we accept a process called spiritual life, process of devotional service, and very meticulously follow that, you have to meticulously follow in every process. The doctor has told you to take 3 times a day for 5 days. You take once, one day, next day you forget, you don't take at all. It will not work. Your sickness will get prolonged. Or you have to get the air ticket and go there to the airport on time. Then you are very careless. Today is the flight. Okay, tomorrow I'll try. Let me try. It's okay. Today I'm not so feeling good. No, you will miss the flight. Tomorrow you go, they'll not even allow you into the airport. They'll send you out. Process did not fail. You failed. If you follow the process will very perfectly work. In the same way, there is a process of devotional service. Tad joshana tashvat apavarga vartmani shraddha ratir bhaktir anukramishyati. This is already predicted. If we follow the process, we will get that result. If you are a duratma, antarhitaha. You will never understand that reality, that spiritual reality, that spiritual truth. We will not experience. It will just be some kind some people believe that way. Just like somebody who's in India. Some people believe there is something called America. Who knows? As far as I know, I don't think America exists. I know I can only see only India. Because he has not taken the process how to go to America and experience America. So in the same way, we can be stuck in this material world, just experiencing material realities, which is mostly suffering, but under illusion think that this is a wonderful place. And just go on, life after life after life. But if we take the process that is given in the Vedic literatures and meticulously follow that, we will be able to experience another spiritual reality. It's as scientific as that. If you say you are sick, take the treatment, you will get well. It's a very logical, very reasonable thing. You are in India, you only have India experience, you want to experience America, get a visa, passport, visa, air ticket and travel, you will experience America. It's so reasonable. Exactly the same way, there is a process called a conditional state. We follow the process of devotional service, follow it properly. Then we will have another experience. So, for that experience of spiritual truth, there are a few verses that Prabhupada often quoted. That Prabhupada also mentions here. But if one engages in devotional service with faith and devotion, then God reveals Himself. God reveals. He is Ananta, He is unlimited. We are small, we cannot capture Krishna. But Krishna reveals, then we will be able to understand. So there is a condition when Krishna reveals. One condition is, Ata Shri Krishna Namadhi na bhaved grahyam indriyaihi sevon mukho hi jihvadav. When we develop an attitude of service, revelation happens. The more one is inclined to serve, there is more revelation. Sevon mukha. The opposite of sevon mukha is the lording nature. This is exactly what duratmas do. They want to enjoy, they want to lord over material nature. They don't care where it is coming from, who is the origin, where all this has come from, where I have come from. They don't care for any of these things. They just want enjoyment. They want to lord over. Opposite of that is Sevon Mukha. That's why when we get initiated, Srila Prabhupada gave all of us names ending with Dasa to remind us that we are Dasa, servants. Because Sevon Mukho hi jihvadav swayameva spurati. That spiritual realization, spurati, is revealed. It springs in the heart. Spurati. So it is revealed. Sevon Mukha is an important factor. Another often quoted verse that Srila Prabhupada quoted was, Yasya deva para bhaktir yatha deva tata guru tasyaita katita hyartha prakashante mahatmanaha. Again the word mahatmas is used. For the mahatmas it is prakashante. It is revealed. Prakashamanaha. Just like when there is dark, when this room is dark, you cannot see anything. Even though you have eyes, you cannot see. But moment you turn on the light, everything becomes clear. That's why it's called prakasha. Light has the ability to reveal. In the same way, here, this verse, Prabhupada often quoted this, if we have, this is part of the process, if we have parabhakti to Guru and Krishna, to such a person, the truth of the Vedic literature is revealed. So, Sevon Mukha and parabhakti to Guru and Krishna, these are the factors. Another verse that Srila Prabhupada often quoted. What is that verse? Vishaya chadiya khabe shuddha habe mana khabe hama harabo Shri Vrindavana. Vishaya chadiya khabe. When will I give up Vishaya, attachment to sense objects? Shuddha habe mana, and when my heart becomes pure, khabe hama harabo Shri Vrindavana. Then I will understand the truth about Vrindavan Dham. When I have given up Vishaya Chadiya and Shuddha Habe Mana, when my heart is purified, then I will understand Vrindavan, the truth about Vrindavan. So it requires pure heart, it requires giving up sense gratification, it requires great faith and devotion to Guru and Krishna, and it requires development of a service attitude. This is the process. We don't do this and then we say, oh, okay, I'm going on for so many years but nothing much has happened. Right? Actually, if we are on the progressive path, year after year, month after month, day after day, years after years, our enthusiasm for serving Krishna should be increasing. It cannot be decreasing. If someone says, in the beginning I was so enthusiastic, when I joined, but then somehow now it's all gone. That means we didn't follow the process properly. Next, because Prabhupada says, this is a different kind of a science. This is not just like science is so, like you add hydrogen and oxygen in a certain proportion, you will get water. 2 gases. You mix it in an experiment in a lab, they do this, right? Mix 2 gases in a certain proportion and bang, there is water. It's predicted. It works. Every time you do this, it will work. That's why it is called science. In the same way, Prabhupada says, this is a science. It's a different kind of a science. You follow this process, we will get another experience of reality. If we don't follow the process properly, we will not get that experience. We will be lacking. And in one purport in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prabhupada says, which is the point when the revelation begins? Right? This is all revealed. Kumaras, they had heard from the father. That's another important aspect. Karana vivarena guham gataha pitranu varnitaraha bhavatudbhavena. We have pitranu varnita. This is another important aspect. We cannot follow any process and we can expect that I will have this God realization, spiritual realization. You can't say, I'll buy any ticket, doesn't matter, and then I'll land in America one day. I'll just buy one ticket to, somewhere, Africa. And then in the end I will land in America. No, we will not. So the process has to be followed properly. And another important process that is referred to here in this verse is Pitranu varnitaraha karuna vivarena guham gataha. Our Father had described about you, and we had heard it, and it had entered through our ears into our heart, into our intelligence. Guham gataha. Guham can mean intelligence. Guham can mean heart. We had taken it into our heart. It can mean all of this. We have taken it very seriously. Guham gataha. Pitru anuvarnitha. Rahaha. It's very confidential. Karuna vivarena. Through the years. So the important thing is that we must hear this process from the spiritual master. Not that we concoct. That is called parampara praptam. This knowledge is received, not speculated, created, concocted by my fertile brain. No, that's not the way. Just like if you have to go to America, there's a standard process. You have to follow that process. If you say, no, I won't have visa, let me try. Yeah, you may land, but you'll have a lot of problems. You can get thrown out. So that's not the way. You follow the standard. If you're serious about going to America, you have to follow the process. So in the same way, this is another aspect of the process, we have to approach a spiritual master who will tell us. So, this point when the revelation begins, Prabhupada explains in the purport of Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is the stage called Bhava. Bhava is the stage at which revelation begins. It's a science. So this is not just some imagination that Kumara saw. Somebody was there with kirita, with 4 arms, and he had a certain kind of a garland, vanamalyaha. It was all some imagination. No. If we are duratmas, it will appear like an imagination. We will never have experience. But if we are mahatmas, and if we reach the stage of bhava, revelation begins. And how does bhava come about? That's the next question we should ask. Oh, bhava means revelation begins. That's the point at which revelation begins. Revelation of that spiritual reality, which was simply, right now, we have just heard from the spiritual master. Now, how will that become an experience? Revelation happen. That also in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prabhupada explains from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Guru's words, Ishwarpuri. Ishwarpuri told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna Naam Mahamantir Ete Swabhav Ei Jape Tare Krishna Upajaya Bhav. This is the nature of the holy name of Krishna. Krishna Naam Mahamantrer Ete Swabhav. This is the Swabhava of the Krishna's holy name. Ei Japa, if somebody chants, Japa, very clearly it says, if somebody chants, Tare Krishna Upajaye Bhav. In his heart, Krishna Bhava Upajaya develops. It happens, comes about. That is why so important how Srila Prabhupada has given us the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, and how much he stressed. He wrote in the purport, of all the instructions of the spiritual master, the instruction to chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna mantra is the most important instruction. Because that is the swabhava of the holy name. Krishna Naam Maha Mantrer Ete Swabhav. Ei Jape Tara Krishna Upajaye Bhava. So of course, just like there is a process to chant properly, offenselessly, chant attentively, chant reverentially. These are all the descriptions that Prabhupada has given. Chant like a cry of a child for mother, helpless cry of a child for mother. So if we do that, Ei Jape Tare Krishna Upajaya Bhav, the bhava comes about. Now, what is this bhava? Bhava, this is not something that only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu talked about. That's there in the Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada says, this bhava stage is described in the Bhagavad Gita. Where is it described? Buddha bhava samanvitaha. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matthas sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam Buddha bhava samanvitaha. It is bhava samanvitaha. Bhava is referring to that bhava, ecstasy. Samanvitaha, anvitaha means like in gauravanvitaha, we say, full of respect. Gaurava anvitaha. In the same way, samanvitaha means, bhava samanvitaha means full of, Prabhupada translates with great attention, with all their heart. So, with full of bhava samanvitaha, mam bhajante, they worship me. Because they have understood, I am the source of everything comes from me. They are wise, Buddha bhava samanvitaha. They are wise and they are bhava samanvitaha. So that bhava, I'll just take maybe extra few minutes. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains, there are 9 symptoms of bhava. Everything is scientific. Nothing left to chance or imagination. Very clear. These are the state by which you can recognize bhava has come. And when there is bhava, revelation begins. That is the point at which revelation begins. And to reach that bhava, there is a process. Chanting Hare Krishna, following the process that Prabhupada has given. So, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains, he explains this to Sanatana Goswami in Banaras. And there are 9 symptoms of bhava. Kshantiravvyartha kalatvam. Kshantihi. First symptom is kshantihi. Tolerance. Ability to tolerate. This material world, there will be inconvenience. There will be miseries. You cannot avoid. And people become very disturbed when miseries come. But a devotee, kshantihi, he tolerates. Kshantir avyartha kalatvam. Avyartha kalatvam, he does not want to spend even a moment without serving Krishna. He's very calculative, he's very conscious. Not a moment is wasted without serving the Lord. He's so focused in serving the Lord. Avyartha kalatvam, that's an indication of bhava stage. Kshantir avyartha kalatvam viraktihi, detachment from sense enjoyment, sense gratification in this material world. Kshantir avyartha kalatvam viraktir manashunyata. Manashunyata means don't care for respect, honor, all these things. Sometime back there was one devotee and he brought his sister and he told me that Prabhu, my sister wants to marry and he wants to marry a devotee, but she's not very sure whether she wants to marry a full-time devotee or not. So she's in a dilemma, whether I should marry a congregation devotee or I should marry a full-time devotee. So I talked to her a little bit and then I asked her, Mataji, if you're married to a full-time devotee, imagine your husband will have a shaved head, shikha, and he'll have only dhoti kurta. Can you imagine walking with him in the street somewhere and all people looking at you? You think you can take it? She thought for a moment and she said, no, I can't. Then I said, you can't marry a full-time. You see, what others will think about me. Mana, this is called mana. For a devotee, mana shunyata. We are taught. See how Prabhupada insisted on all these things. Shave your head, have shikha. Wear dhoti, wear dress like this. Of course, for preaching, he said you can make some changes for certain circumstances. Prabhupada allowed that. Prabhupada was very practical. But as a practice, Prabhupada taught us, and that helps us give up our mana shunyata. So from a very early stage, we don't care. People will laugh at us. Hey, what's this man? He's carrying a shikha. We don't care. Manashunyata, viraktir manashunyata, ashabandha. Ashabandha means full of hope, full of confidence, full of expectation, full of trust. Yes, I will achieve Krishna's lotus feet. Ashabandha. He is not sad and maybe it will work, maybe this process may not work. No, he's not like that. He's full of hope. See? Kshantir avyartha kalatvam viraktir manashunyata ashabandha samutkantha. Utkanta means very eager. Samutkanta means very, very eager. He is full of eagerness that yes, I must get Krishna. He's not lazy, laid back, negative, full of no such things are there. Samutkantha. That's the bhava stage. Full of eagerness. See that? Samutkantha. Namagane sadharuchihi. Relishing the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. Namagane sadharuchihi. He's able to taste the sweetness of the holy name. After asaktis tad gunakhyane, guna akhyane, tad guna akhyane, Krishna's guna akhyane means to describe. Asaktihi, very attached to describe Krishna's wonderful qualities. We see this throughout in Srila Prabhupada. Any time he was ready to describe Krishna. Anybody comes, he is ready to describe Krishna. Tirelessly. Always ready to describe. Sometimes some very young people, very fresh people would come. Prabhupada would be very happy. Dehinosminyata dehe kaumaram. Very simple instruction from Gita. Prabhupada was full of eagerness to describe Krishna. See, this is an indication. Asaktis tad gunakyane, preetistad vasatistale. Preetistad vasatistale. Also, very happy to live. Preeti, very happy To live in Vasatisthale, to live in the place of the Lord. That means holy places, also temples. Prabhupada says temples are the holy places. That means Pritistat Vasatistale. Very happy to live in a temple. Oh, so nice to live in a temple. Right? Sometimes I have experience. In a form you are filling permanent address. And I fill out there, ISKCON, Hare Krishna. I always think this should be my permanent address. We should feel like that. Temple should be my home. That should be my permanent residence. Pritistat Vasatistale. Ityadayo Anubhavasyu. These are the signs. Syuhu, they come about. Jatha Bhavankure Jane. Bhava Ankura. Seed. Ankura means the seed. Bhavankura means Bhava Ankura. The seed has sprouted. Jane. Jata Bhavankure Jane. When such people in whose heart this Bhava Ankura has sprouted, Ityadayo Anubhavasyuhu, these 9 attributes begin to manifest. So, this is the science, and these Kumaras had followed that process as they had heard from their father, and now they are seeing that. This is not some fiction, this is a science. If we follow the process, it will happen. If we don't follow the process, we don't come to that state, it may be, we'll be having doubt, we will be having low enthusiasm, all of these kind of problems. Here, Prabhupada is giving this wonderful information. We'll stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.